Have you ever prayed and prayed and prayed and felt like your words just hit the ceiling and bounced back? You did everything right. You went to church. You read the Bible. You prayed in faith. And still, it feels like heaven is silent. I need to ask you something direct, and I want you to answer honestly, just to yourself. What if the problem isn't your faith, but something you're doing without even realizing it? Stay with me until the end, because the last point in this video is the most important one, and it's probably the very thing holding you back right now. The Bible is clear about this, and I'm going to walk you through, one by one, the 7 reasons your prayers might be blocked. Before we start, let me ask you something else. How many times have you thought, God isn't listening to me? How many nights did you pray for that child, that marriage, that healing, that job, and nothing changed? Relax. You're not alone. And here's the important part. This has a solution. God's word didn't leave this hidden. He told us exactly what blocks the connection between us and Him. Let's get right into it. Point 1. Conflict in marriage. 1 Peter 3:7 is direct. Husbands are to treat their wives with honor, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. If there's a buried argument, disrespect, or heavy silence at home, it reflects directly on the couple's spiritual life. God connects the altar of the home to the altar of prayer. And hold on to this. Later in the video, I'll tell you the very last block on this list, and it's the one that traps the prayers of people who are already tired of asking for the same thing year after year. Stay with me until we get there. Point 2. Selfish motives. James 4:3 says, "You ask and do not receive, because you ask wrongly to spend it on your passions." Not every unanswered prayer is a no from God. Sometimes it's a signal to check the intention behind the request. Is it to glorify God, or just to satisfy yourself? Point 3. Pride. In the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector in Luke 18, the one who prayed with humility was heard. The one who prayed exalting himself was not. Quick question. Is your prayer today more about recognizing your need for God, or about showing how right you already are? Point 4. Unconfessed sin. Psalm 66:18 says, "If I had cherished iniquity in my heart, the Lord would not have listened." Picture a phone call full of static. You're talking, but only noise comes through on the other end. That's what your prayer sounds like when there's hidden, unconfessed sin locked away inside you. Question for you. Is there something you know is wrong, but you avoid bringing it before God? Point 5. Doubt. James 1:6-7 says that whoever doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind, and should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Have you ever prayed for something while already deciding, deep down, that it wasn't going to happen? That's doubt working against your own prayer. Point 6. Ignoring the poor and injustice. Proverbs 21:13 warns that whoever shuts their ears to the cry of the poor will also cry out and not be heard. God cares about what we do with the people around us. Closing your eyes to someone else's pain has spiritual consequences. And now we've arrived at the point I promised you at the beginning, the last one, and the most important. Point 7. Unforgiveness. Mark 11:25 says, "And whenever you stand praying, forgive, if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father who is in heaven may also forgive you your trespasses." Let me ask you something that might sting a little. Is there someone you still haven't forgiven? It could be a father who abandoned you, an ex who cheated, a friend who deceived you, someone from church who hurt you. You might never say that person's name out loud, but God knows. And as long as that knot stays tied in your heart, it also ties up your prayers. This isn't about saying what that person did was okay. It's about releasing a weight that's crushing you more than it's crushing them. If you just recognize that name, comment below with just the word forgiveness. You don't need to tell the story, just acknowledge before God that today you're ready to let it go. These 7 points aren't meant to condemn you. They're meant to set you free. God isn't distant from you. Sometimes all it takes is one adjustment, a missing forgiveness, a missing honesty, for the doors of heaven to open over your life again. If this video touched your heart, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And remember, God is listening. The question is, what's keeping you from hearing Him back?